make everything look good, including being overweight. So, you know. Scientifically, you cannot drink alkaline water and it makes your cells alkalytic. The closer you are to nature, the healthier you'll be.
All right. Happy Saturday, everyone. You are in the Mind of Nature, hosted by Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist. And today we have some great topics, as always, lined up for you. We are talking about dangers of salt, dangers of oils, and dangers of sugar. SOS, that's correct. So as you are coming in, please go ahead and share the live, like the live, all those things, because we do have a show lined up for you today. All right, so let's get Dr. Zarif on stage here. You can go ahead and have that sip if you like. Everyone, let me know, what are you drinking? What tea are you drinking? Or are you drinking H2O? Whatever it may be, drop it in the comments. Let us know. But Dr. Zarif, go ahead and join me here on stage so we can get started. Grand Rising, Grand Rising.
Grand Rising, and I'm so glad to be here today. I want to do a shout out to FRSD, that is the wonderful people in San Diego. Thank you very much for being here today. Also want to do a shout out to Hu Young Lee from he's actually from Maba, China. And I just wanted to say hello to them. Thank you very much for being here. Also, there are other people that I hear that I don't see your name here, but however you're listening, I welcome you, and let's get it on. I'm going to talk about this. This is basically going to be a lecture today so that we'll get back to a balance, because it's all about balance. And if we don't balance things out, then we have big problems. It's really important to understand the effects of these three things. That's the salt, then that's the oil or the fat, along with the sugar. Okay, so we'll be talking about those three things. Take some notes. You can study with me as you go along with your smartphone, and check it out if you feel like I didn't hear that before, or whatever. Just check it out, run it back on your phone so that you won't have to worry about the references, because you can see what I see, and you also we can help share the evidence with other people that these things that we're sharing with you are healthy, they're true, they're factual, and they're science. Some people don't believe in science, and I think that the easiest way to say it is that if you don't believe in science, or you don't think science is worth its weight in gold, as people say. I think that the best way to explain this is that the whole purpose of science in the first place is to show evidence. Evidence that the things that we talk about can and does happen is evidence. It's just to prove that these reactions, or the kind of results that we get from science is worthy of accepting and acknowledging, taking heed. Some of the companies or organizations or groups, such as WHO, and you have CDC, and a whole host of places and organizations that are very instrumental in testing and researching different things that we eat on a daily basis. Now, sometimes we hear, people are actually getting, all caught up in their little personal beefs with other people about what they believe to be happening with the human body. um, Unfortunately, if they're not pros, if they haven't been studying for years, they are usually just pretty much circulating things that they believe in. And I can't fault anybody for what you believe in. This is something that you hold dear and something that you always you share with other people. But when it comes down to it, it's all about the things that are important to you, your life, your lifestyle, and the people that love you and you love them. So that's that. We are definitely on the right track today because we're going to talk about some of the things that we need to hear. So let's go ahead and look at your share screen here. If you can bring that screen up. Okay, let's go ahead. When we'll, the reason that I want you to share this with you is because it's really going to help you in making your decisions. Okay, are we up yet?
Now, I see it there. I'll go ahead and put it up. I just want to shout out some people as they
Okay.
came in.
Uh,
Um, uh, good morning, Shirley Gentle, saying good morning. Hello, hello to you, and also Kane, Denise Kane. A good morning to you. Over on Instagram,
Yay!
over on Instagram, I see My Purpose Production. Great morning.
Hey.
I just heard your title, Exam the Evidence. Thank you. That's for you, Dr. Zari.
Yes, brother.
And Darciel, thank you so much. Good morning to you. Good morning. Thank you guys all so much for joining us this morning. And Dr. Zarif, I'll go ahead and turn it over to you.
Okay, let's talk about it. And thank you for being here too, Darcel, and everybody else that's bringing your families in and you're listening. Look, we are actually pushing or sharing one of the most difficult subjects to cover outside of politics and religion, and that's nutrition. Because nutrition is religion. Nutrition is what people believe. Nutrition is people's truths. Nutrition is all the things that make life even worthwhile, even more worthwhile living, and the food that we eat and how we treat people with it, how we've settled huge problems, resolved all kinds of global problems over food. Food is just really something that you can't substitute. You can't substitute, and this is why we want to talk about it. So we'll start off with the healthy daily sugar, oil, salt. These are targets for adults, and the SOS, which stands for salt, oil, and sugar. I've been saying this for years. I've even forgotten where it originated. I always think that I've originated something, but it could be. But it's been around a long time. You can remember SOS, which usually people will think the derogatory acronym, but this is not that. So this just simply stands for salt, oil, sugar, and it represents the three components of the diet that should be consumed thoughtfully. The healthiest approach is not necessarily to eliminate all three because the body needs certain fats and naturally occurring sugars, and sodium is an essential mineral. Instead of the goal is to control the amount, quality, and sources of these foods. So again, it's about that portion, it's about the quality of that portion, and it's about where that portion came from. Sodium and salt, when we get down to that, look, the adults should generally aim for less than 2,000 milligrams of sodium per day, and that's approximately equivalent to less than 5 grams of salt per day. or slightly, just a little more than, or slightly, about 1 teaspoon of salt. And this amount includes sodium from all foods and beverages throughout the day, not just to add the sugar added during the cooking or at the table. But keep in mind that sodium is not the same. I'll say this later on too. Sodium is not salt. Sodium is a part of that composition that makes up salt. For instance, sodium and chloride, that is table salt. So choosing fresh, minimally processed foods and limiting the highly processed canned foods, processed meats and salt snacks, and high sodium sauces can help reduce daily sodium consumption. So again, so you'll be clear on this, this amount and the amount I'm talking about is the 2,000 milligrams per day, or little less than 1 teaspoon of salt daily. This amount, it includes your sodium from all foods. So as you're eating an apple, with the sodium in the apple, broccoli, asparagus, kale, all of these have sodium already in the plant. So when you eat it and then add on to it, yeah, you can figure that out. You make it worse when you're adding salt. Now, there are some dishes that may be bland, and you want to just, add a little sugar to add to the taste. That's understandable, but it should be a sprinkle. Your sugar, your salt should last you quite a while, and it shouldn't be going through a box of salt every two weeks. Sodium and salt. The adults, grown folks should generally aim for less than 2,000. Keep that in mind. And choosing fresh, minimally processed foods again, and limiting the highly processed foods, the canned, processed meats, salty snacks, high sodium sauces, and all of this will help to reduce your daily sodium consumption. Now, assessing the health impact of these things, if you haven't already gone to sleep and just say, oh man, I got it, because I know, besides being addicted to SOS, we're also addicted to, entertainment of some sort. We don't take that little, how about the little serious things? Just like those people that eat junk every day. Every day is junk food. Every day is street food, or every day is truck food. All of these different combinations are some of the tastes that people have acquired over the years, and they feel like they can't do without them. But we want to save your life. We want to better your life, and we want you to respect your life. And this will give you more pause when you have something up to your lips and you're about to eat it, and you know that this a certain amount is dangerous for you, or you shouldn't have it at all. Consuming excess sugar could lead to weight gain, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, dental issues, and the excess sugar steadily damages your insulin response, increasing fat storage, and pushes you closer to diabetes. So when you hear me say pre-diabetes, that's what I'm talking about. And don't forget here the issues. This is still dealing with sugar. Sugar feeds harmful bacteria in your mouth, and this leads to cavities. That is saying a lot, because the enamel is one of the hardest things in your entire body. So type 2 diabetes, a high sugar intake, can lead to insulin resistance, and weight gain, those extra calories of sugar, can contribute to fat accumulation. So remember, keep that in mind, and also keep in mind your dentist is very, very important. There's a really wonderful dentist on Crenshaw and Slauson, and it is the Dr. William Faulkner Family Dental Center, and check that out. That's really, if those of you that don't have any place to go or don't know of any place to go, check out Dr. William Faulkner DDS. Okay. So, like when we get down to oil, the oil is simply fat. It's just fat. It's some another way to talk about fat, and the total fat, the saturated fat, and the trans fat. That's what I want you to keep in mind. Okay, the latest Food Safety and Standards Authority of India and the ICMR NIN recommend. All of these are, again, organizations that care for the effect of food in huge populations as well as individuals. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization recommends that the total fat be less than 30% of the total energy intake. Now, all of these, I'll give a class on these out because we've done this before and we've talked about this. What does it mean? And the whole subject was under reading labels. It's important to read labels. You all know that, but when you hear it again, you're like, "That's right. I got to get back on my game." Okay, so let's not just neglect that because it's so important. Now, some of the associated risks when we're talking about salt: elevated blood pressure, heart disease, kidney damage. Now, all of these things are what people throw out of their minds when you got some music in the background, you got some nice, comfortable clothes on, you with your friends, you've been taught to associate sugar and salt and oil when you're celebrating. It seems like we eat more of those harmful foods when we feel that we've been entertained, when we're entertaining, and when we're eating food that really satisfies us. And that is something that we want to keep doing as far as the fun aspect of it, but we got to find another way to stay out of the realm of excess. So let's start with the elevated blood sugar. The excess sodium can cause the body to retain water. Wherever sodium is, you're going to find water too. And this is also, it increases your blood pressure because the water, the blood against the lumen or the walls of your vascular system, yeah, that can be quite challenging and cause your numbers to shoot through the sky. So heart disease would be another to keep in mind as far as associated health risk. High blood pressure is a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke. Heart disease is still on top when it comes to people dying from disease, especially in America. We die from more heart attacks or more heart disease than we do any of all the diseases that we're affected by. Next, the kidney damage. Now, you know dialysis is the hidden dangers of excess salt now in the World Health Organization recommendation for salt intake limit lines with the guidelines of the ICMR, the National Institute of Nutrition, advising less than 5 grams of salt per day. So keep that in mind. That again is roughly 1 tablespoon for the whole day. That's it. But you should not, I would tell you to take half of that, and that will give you making a better choice, especially if you already have high blood pressure. Okay, I'm going to stop here and then I'm going to continue, but I'm stop so that we can say, hey, again, shout outs to people from the FRSD, and this is the Functional Restoration in San Diego. thank you very much for being here. And I also, I'm speaking to those from the same center that speak Spanish. Hola, buenos dias, gracias. And I really want you to get as much as you can from this, because as we put it to the side, we also do what? We increase the risk of disease infection, okay? So keep that in mind. So I'm going to stop right here, turn it over to Kara so we can go ahead and finish with the shout outs.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Zari. Great information, as always, of course. Rachel Taylor, good morning to you. Hello, hello. It says from Rachel XENE, Cherokee. But thank you. I appreciate you being here. Um, Dr. Zarif, when you mentioned, and this kind of throws me off because I think a lot of people put salt and sodium as the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And so whenever we're reading labels like we're supposed to, I don't know if it may say salt or it may say sodium, but either way it goes, I mean it actually would say both of them. So um kind of like that. I don't know. I don't know what my question is. It's just
I
always
can't help it.
confusing.
I have an idea what you're talking about. You're right. You usually see, well, first out, let me give a shout out to Rachel Taylor and X in the house. X, I got to hear, I know you got some jams. I mean, this woman is incredible. She plays the keys, piano, and very incredible. And thank you very much. And you calling in from Texas. Thank you so much for getting up with us and sharing with us. I love you both, and thanks a lot. Let's. I'll be definitely getting in contact with you. This is really great. I mean, Rachel and her family have eaten pretty healthy since I've known them, and that has been many years now. Many years. The children are grown, and so on. So let's look at that. Let's look at the salt and sodium. Now, sodium is in all fruits and vegetables, but the thing about the sodium is just like sugar, for instance. You have in the fruit and in some vegetables, you already have fructose. So that's sugar. That is
Oh,
the sugar made, that's the sugar that comes in the uh, whatever. It can be carrots, it can be jicama, or other sweet vegetables. Uh,
mhm.
right? So you got this already there, sugar in there. But when you add sugar, that is sucrose. That's sucrose for the most part. There's other ones too, like alcohol sugars and all that. But I'm just to give you an example that the sucrose is added to. Let's say that people will sprinkle some sugar on their toast. Now, the bread is already going to break down to starch, and that starch is going to be broken down to sugar. And plus, the sugar that was added to it now is going to increase the sugar intake. You
Got it.
got it? So, when you think about the sodium, also think about the sugar. So, the fructose comes with the fruit, and the sodium is a component of salt, because the foods that we eat, like all the vegetables that we eat, the grains that we eat, it comes with sodium in it.
Mhm.
And when we add salt, salt is adding more sodium. See, they've extrapolated sodium. They make this uh, um, sodium in huge amounts throughout the world. But anyway, back to beyond our taste, the sodium is then increased when you add the salt. Now it's not just sodium, but it's sodium and it's chloride, and there's other mixtures of sodium along with other chemicals, and it's not all used for taste. There's other things too, and sometimes it can be soaking, like hydrotherapy, and other things of that nature. Um, you get a good idea from that, Carolyn?
I do. I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Those of you that have any other questions about that, put it in the comments. But go ahead, Karen.
No, that was it. No, that you broke that down, and that was a great explanation.
Yeah.
Um, I have my purpose production that says, "Wow, that's good."
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
That was
Thank you very much, Glenn. Glenn Johnson, Detroit, Michigan. We got, well, we all over. We're global today, boy. This is really, really great. That's my brother for sure, boy. I mean, Glenn Johnson is brilliant too, and his wife is brilliant, and this whole family is just very, the they're the like we have another smart family. Their names actually is the Smart Family, and they so happen to be brilliant, and this is the same with Glenn too. It's just wonderful that you all are here today. Another thing that I just want to remind you of, when we talk about the sodium, we know that that comes in the food. Then there is in some cases where the sugar comes in the food, and then there's other. You have the salt or sodium. That's why you hear people too say things like, the sodium. Sodium is, again, it is part of that composition. It is a part of that. So I think we probably spend enough time on that.
good.
Um,
It was a great time spent because now there's more understanding, at least for me anyway, and
oh,
then for Glenn as well.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. I want to say hello to Samir Khan. Thank you very much for being here. And Tu is here. TU. Thank you very much for being here. Please keep coming. Spread the word. If you can now, share with other people. And it's no secrets here. We need to help as many people. If you can help just one person, I mean, you're doing a lot for the world. Just making sure that people have the information that will help them make better decisions. Okay, so let's get back over here. I want to still talk about some of the. We'll start off. Let's start off talking about oil and fat. Oil and dietary fat. There's a difference. We can get into lipids and adiposity, all of that, but we just keep in mind on basic stuff, because you know what, I'll step out just for a minute just to say this, is that sometimes when we're learning parts of stuff, we don't have enough to completely understand what we're talking about, you know, or even what's been said to us. When it comes to the different things that we eat and different things that we drink, it is pertinent. Is germane to understanding the food that you eat, the beverages that you drink play a part in the development and the sustainability of your body. So if you're getting older, say over 50 years old, and you're feeling like you're breaking down at 50 years old, then if you look at what you're eating, you would find that you're not eating the healthiest foods. Remember, we talked about the food earlier. We talked about the quality of food, the source of food. We talked about the benefits of the food. So this is really important. If you're older, it doesn't mean old doesn't mean you're dying. Old means that you're smart to make it that far, and an older means that you should also be wiser. You should also be appropriately, I guess, crowned with the cap, because I mean, when it comes to being stronger, being wiser, being wealthier, being healthier, that's your your Use that to complement all the things that you feel that can make you a healthier person. And those four things that we talk about all the time: get up if you haven't been working out, get up off of your tush and start working out. You can walk, you can go to a park, free parks. Make sure you just go, you feel protected, and don't be around, don't go into problems. You see people that are fighting or cursing each other out or beating up each other and all that stuff, get back in the car and roll back out of there. And I say that because some of the simplest things that we can do, we can really just mess up a beautiful day. Okay, so let's go ahead. I want to go with, I know, Karen, go ahead and ask me a couple of questions that you feel that will represent people that are listening.
Sure. I actually have one comment here. I just want to say from Who's Successful, says thank you for these helpful health tips. That's on Instagram. So I just wanted to shout that question or that comment out. Now there is a question here from let me see here from Denise Kane. I'll just pop it up on screen. And the question is, I try to eat 2 apples per day. You shared that there is sodium in apples. I also add in grapes and melons on a daily basis. Am I taking too much sodium?
No, actually, that's a great question. Remember, like the sodium is a mineral, it's an essential mineral, which means that our bodies can't make it. We don't make salt, we get it from plants. Okay, so when you eat, it's and in food is a very small amount, is infinitesimal, so you don't have to worry about, wow, I'm taking in all of this sodium. You would have to eat almost a truck full of vegetables and fruit in order for that to ever be dangerous. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but you have to eat a lot. The eating of 2 apples, or if you have some peaches and you have bananas or what have you, actually makes the body healthier. um, the excess sodium will also cause you to remember, wherever sodium is, what's there also? Water, right? So that water you can, after, when you exercise, you eat those particular foods and exercise, in which I know Denise Kane, my sister, is definitely doing. She's working out, because we work out every Friday and every Saturday. And I mean, we have fun, we move around, and we definitely increase the health of our bodies. So it's really important that you get some kind of routine. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be a pro. Uh, um, I forgot the sister's name, Janice or Janet. Anyway, this is very important to get your exercises along with what you're eating. It does not happen by itself. You can look great, you can look sexy, you can look all these different looks, but what's happening in the inside could be like a bag of broken glass. You got to take care of yourself if you want to have a self that's been cared for. You see, and that is very important. I know people get tired of hearing it, but I don't ever get tired of hearing about how to take care of myself. I don't get it. I don't get it. How can you say, here, this will make this is a better choice, or you get more energy, and the person say, no, I want I want that other stuff, so yeah, keep that in mind. I think you all know how I feel about that. Some people are just BSing when it comes to taking care of themselves, and others aren't. Let's go to sugar right now, and we'll come back and see who else has added any questions. Thank you for those that did already. As far as sugar, again, added and free sugars should be limited to less than 10% of daily calories. Okay, so a little math here when it comes to your in the consumption of sugar with additional health benefits when the intake is reduced to around 5% or less. So you can when you have less sugar, the better it is, because sugar is very easy. It's addictive, and it's very easy to get stuck on sugar, and that sweet tooth will wreck your body. And if you don't do things like, okay, I drank that particular beverage, and look, oh my goodness, all of the sugar in here, or sweeteners in your a soda or another type of beverage. Remember, you go straight to water, and that is what you want to do. If you overdo it with soda or some kind of beverage, go right to water, drink, 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 and then of course you don't do the same thing the next day on, just water, 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 and then every once in a while you may get into that whole soda thing, but get out of it as soon as you can, because you wreck your endothelium. You also your digestive system, you just wreak havoc because of all of the acid, the effervescence here. Actually, that is a carbonic, acid, and other kinds of acids too that some people use to make their own sodas, and also a mixture of sugar and the effervescence can do a lot of harm to the lining of your stomach. Okay, overall, a healthy SOS actually approach it. It means less sodium. It means healthier oils and fats and less added sugar. This is the key word. There is added. If something already has sugar in it, adding more sugar to it, just like these cereals. The cereal already has sugar in it when you look at the ingredients, but then we've been taught to add sugar on the sugary cereals. So all of those things really challenges your discipline not to do that. Naturally occurring sugars in whole fruits and plain milk are different from added sugars, because these foods also provide important nutrients, and in the case of whole fruit and fiber. I want to shout out to Janina Suku, one of the nurses over where I think she's doing some other things now, but and all the crew over there at in urology surgery. Hello, and thank you very much for being here. Let's look at the other some more ways to look at the SOS. The easiest way to understand SOS is the salt, oil, and sugar. Okay, and it is recognized that the first word is often a common food term, while the second describes a broader chemical or a nutritional category. The sugar versus the sweeteners. Now here is something that we're all familiar with, but we kind of look over it. Sugar versus the sweeteners, including sugar alcohols. Sugar is a type of carbohydrate that provides energy, and common sugars include glucose, fructose, and sucrose, which is the table sugar. Now, sugar occurs naturally in foods such as fruit and milk, but it can also be added to foods and beverages. Sweeteners are a much broader category that includes substances used to provide sweetness. Some sweeteners contain the calories and the carbohydrates, while others provide very few or no calories. However, a sweetener sometimes, like for instance, saccharin, uh, if you're talking about other sweeteners that people put in sodas and people put into their foods, these sweeteners can cause various side effects. And remember, it's not naturally from the fructose in an orange, for instance. Well, when you talk about these sweeteners, these are things that they add to, like people drink coffee, sweet tea, all of that, those kinds of things. These are things that people sweeten. They add sweeteners to it. All right, are you still there? Are you still in? Are you still concentrating? Because we are talking about you, of course. We're talking about you. And we want to go to Carolyn for any. Carolyn, what do you think? How much sugar or oil, or how you think you're doing um, personally when it comes to that?
I don't have like a number gauge. I think I'm doing good. I know I used to eat sugar all the time. It was these this candy that I used to love, and it's called Gushers. And Gushers, they were so good. I would just like eat them, and honestly, they kept me in the dentist for a long time. So that's what kind of made me learn my lesson about eating or consuming a lot of sugar. But I think I'm doing pretty good um, with it. And you mentioned something as far as drinking water afterwards, and don't go back to doing that thing. So if I felt like I did. Um, Maybe consume or took in more sugar than I needed to, then water is something that I do my best to make sure I'm drinking my water.
And
So
the chlorophyll that comes from the plants, for instance, like the different lettuces. Earlier, I mentioned jicama, also
mhm,
tomatoes and potatoes and onions, garlic. All of those things help to balance out whenever you slip up. Um, it's like the creation of humans is beyond my excitation. It's just it's so beautiful that we have all of these fruits and vegetables that we
mhm,
can eat, all of the grains that we can eat, all of the legumes, all the healthy oils, all of these things to help us to sustain life and to enjoy it every time. We
yes,
shouldn't have a bad. Oh, this I don't like lunch. It's always terrible. We always want to have every meal uh, very tasty, and that's the way I live life. Also, I mean, I
mhm,
live life where, Les Brown said it best when he said, "When I die, I just want to be like a pile of dust.
mhm,
That's it." And that's the thing about it. If you do feel that way and you love traveling and you love, skiing and roller skating and dancing and all these different things, you have to have a healthy body in order to be at the top of your game with it. You can't be popping and cracking and get falling off your balance. So keep your body nice and strong, and
yes,
remember those four things. There's four things, four principles. I won't put you on the spot, Carolyn, but uh, there's four things. One, we have nutrition. That's
yes,
a principle, eating healthy food. And then we have two, exercise,
right,
and exercise is super important. And then we have three, getting deep sleep
yes,
is really, really important. And learning how to rest through the day if you can somewhere. Usually, before you retire, you learn how to work your bottom off because that's what you've done every day for. In some cases, like I had one patient, 38 years of working a night shift. So she was, her circadian rhythm was all over the place.
Hmm.
So these are some of the things that just wanted to share with you. Carrie, did you want to go on and?
Yes, I have a couple of comments and questions too, but the fourth thing that you did not mention was the human touch, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Carolyn.
Your environment, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's good. That's beautiful.
So,
That's what I get for rushing.
so over here on Instagram, Pooh Successful in regards to exercising says, yes, I go on nature walks all the time and it's free 99. Yes, I love free 99. So, yes, in regards to exercising. And then there's a question here. My Purpose Production says, what is the best fruit to eat regarding sodium for people on high blood pressure medication?
Ah, what a great question. Well, you can eat any fruit, but the dosage, that is, if you already have hypertension, you don't want to eat the large amounts again because it's going to attract more water and it's going to put more pressure against the walls of your arteries. So I would say just make sure that you have maybe one apple, two apples, or two servings of fruit. Don't overdo it, and you can have that. Also dried fruit. Dried fruit is also good. And remember that there's an infinitesimal amount of sodium in the food. It's very, I mean, it's like on a micro level. So you don't have to really worry about that. You don't put it all the way out because again, remember it is an essential mineral. Essential again means what? It means that the body doesn't make it. Like essential amino acids, for instance, essential oils. You see?
Okay.
There you go. Thank you
Thank you
for
so much.
that, Brother Glenn. Yes. Yeah.
And then we have a question. Were you done? I'm sorry.
No, no, all set.
Okay.
Thank you.
Wonderful. And then we have a question here from Velma Vigil. Hello, how are you?
Hey, Bill.
And the question is, if I don't like honey, how do I sweeten my tea?
Well,
If
you have.
no, if
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
if no artificial sweetener, what should I use to sweeten? Oh, it just dropped away from. I'm sorry. Um, if no artificial sweetener, what should I use to sweeten coffee or cereal?
Well, you have stevia. You have uh, the other. Well, I'm not thinking guava.
Agave.
Agave. I
Yes,
was
I was
like
thinking
thinking
agave.
guava. Yeah, agave is another. It comes from a plant. Stevia comes from a leaf.
Hmm.
You have all of these are natural sugars. You also have other things like molasses
Hmm.
that can sweeten things. So, you have to acquire a taste for it, perhaps. Um, but all of those are sugars that, and then there's other artificial sugars that some people would take, but I don't know if I don't know how or what level you're on when it comes to that. But you have maltose, you have galactose, you have sucrose, sucralose. All of these are other sugars that you can use to sweeten without the use of honey. Wow, you don't like honey? Well, Manuka honey, if those of you that do eat honey, Manuka honey is rich with vitamins and minerals, and when you take it, just a spoon of it, like a little teaspoon, having a teaspoon, when I say a little teaspoon, means not a heaping, uh, like, um, and the uh, honey, Manuka honey, if you haven't been turned on to it yet, is expensive. It costs more, let's say it that, because everything is so-called expensive today.
Hmm.
So, but we still get what we want, some kind of way. some kind of way. Yeah.
I have Dr. James here. Hello, hello. How are
Hey,
you?
Dr. James in the house.
And he says here, in addition to high potassium in fruit, may be beneficial to control your blood pressure. So,
Say that.
yeah,
Let's read that again, please.
yes, in addition to the high potassium in fruit, it may be beneficial to control your blood pressure.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. That's again going back to. Thank you very much, Dr. James. Yeah, that's going back to the way that we use different foods with vitamins and minerals in them. We can. The thought is food is medicine. Food can be used as medicine. So yeah, and that's why it's good to know, what is cobalt, zinc, copper, potassium. What are those, and how do they help our body? And we know that our body needs minerals. It needs vitamins. We need water. We need sleep. See, all of this is a combination. There isn't one thing. Imagine if those people that just think one thing and they'll just say, so a person that may say, Dr. James might, talk to his patient is, hey, what are you doing to keep yourself healthy? Man, I sleep all the time. And what else do you do? After that, I get up and I eat something and then I take another nap. You see, uh, and I'm being facetious,
Mhm.
but there are some people that feel that they only have to do one thing when it is a combination of things.
Right.
Sure, you get some sleep, but do you get vitamins and minerals? Do you get exercise? Do you get that human touch? And the human touch. Let's talk about that a little bit. When we talk about the human touch, we're not talking about being around somebody that you don't want to touch because you don't know where their hand's been. You ain't talking about, we're not talking about that kind of human touch. We're not talking about you being in an environment that you don't enjoy. It's all about the wonderful, what can I say? It's all about all the wonderful, the varieties, the things that you can do to keep your body healthy. That's why people, for instance, some people go to the same place every year. That's what they do when they travel. But
Mhm.
some people, which I prefer, is when you don't go back to the same place, but you go to all these different. There are all these varieties. There's a variety of things that you can choose from, and that to me, when you hear people saying variety is the spice of life, that shouldn't be just included when you're talking about those like a player. There's like, he got all these women and he's saying variety is the spice of life. No, that's you messing up the saying. The whole idea is the the whole idea is that you have things to choose from, and you might not be able to. Like I've been teaching for quite a while and doing what I do for quite a while, especially in bariatric nutrition, and I have not. If I have, it's probably is one, no more than two, seen any doctor's job except Dr. James. I mean, I'm sure that they are, but I haven't. I haven't seen it. And I think Dr. James is like one of the doctors that shows an excellent example of how to keep your body healthy, and he goes out and he's doing it with you and talking, and it's just really wonderful to see, because most of the people that we see that are in nutrition and talking about health and fitness, they have a tie on, they have a full suit on, hard ass shoes, and then I'm getting too excited, let me calm down. um, but
Tommy.
they off after all of these years, that's all we see. And you see, there was one white guy, um, and his name was Jack LaLanne. And this, when I came up as a little boy, and this was when TV was in black and white. I don't know if I think it was later on it became Technicolor, but um, you know, when I saw Jack LaLanne, Jack LaLanne was doing exercise, and I'd never seen my mother do any exercises, but she always watched the show. I'd never seen mom touch her toes, or reach up was, she, I remember scratching her scalp. She used to love that, and I put a little bit of, uh, the hair grease on it, and that was. But I never seen my grandmother jog or do any exercise. My great grandmother jog or do any exercise. You know, if your parent, you seen your parent exercise, put it in the comments. I want to see. I
Mhm.
want to see because I don't think I'm by myself. I think that people came up that way, and and I think that now we take so much for granted. We go out there and we do jog and we do exercise, and some of us will get on a baseball team, football, or flag football or something of that nature. Today is a whole different day, everybody. It's a whole
Mhm.
different day.
Yeah.
Now, some of our parents lived very long, and they seem to be very, very strong too, for a very long time. But eventually, life takes its toll.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it like that because there is no one thing. And what I do love about older people and people that are particular about what they eat, it really changes the spirit in the home. Instead of just do your thing and eat whatever you want, you have somebody that has taken time. Have you seen how Japanese take time to make a cup of tea? Have you ever seen that? I mean, there's people that, instead of just taking some tea and then guzzling it down, have you ever just seen somebody enjoy a cup of tea and no rushing, just waiting for the right time? They've done all the different steps to draw all the sweetness and taste out of the leaves, and they enjoy that tea. So,
Mhm.
ladies and gentlemen, take time to take your time to really feel the utmost of life. You want to do all of the most beautiful things so that you uh, will make the right decisions. Your children will follow, and I'm glad to see Rachel Taylor and X in the house. And I know that some great parents there, some great parenting there. So everybody, I'll go ahead and take another question or a comment, and then we're going to get going. So, Carolyn, what you got?
Yes, I had in regards to the question that Vilma asked about sweeteners. Dr. James also mentioned um, a couple more, which was date syrup, which was one that I had out of two, and then figs, that
Oh,
you can add to your list of different options for
sweeteners.
sweeteners. I like date syrup. That one, yeah, I like
Yeah,
date.
and my favorite is actually maple when it comes to syrup.
Mm,
Uh, that is so good. I mean, if a person like pancakes, and the you eating pancakes and you put your butter on it, and take a default is, like, of course, vegetable based foods, plant based foods.
mhm.
So I don't have to hear, oh, I heard you say you ate butter. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Hey, what Rachel Taylor has read that for me?
It says mother was an avid power walker.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember. Whoa, I remember Rachel's mother, and we used to, have lunch sometimes. And wow, wow, man, memories. Man, we've known each other a long time. At one of my centers, we really had a lot of fun. And Rachel was one of the top steppers. We had the exercise steps, and she was jam, boy. Oh, it's great. Dr. James had
Yes, Dr. James, in regards to exercise, not my grandparents, but both my parents regularly exercise. That imprinted
what?
on me early on. Yeah.
That is incredible. Yeah, no wonder you're so extraordinary, Dr. James. Wow. I would have, oh man, given anything to see that. My parents do that. That's beautiful, and it has definitely rubbed off well, and it's rare. It's rare. Dr. James is rare. So you know, I would say just keep your eye on the prize, as Dr. Martin Luther King would say, and do the things that keep you, um, fit. You don't have to. I was just talking to actually is a pastor, and he is extraordinary. He has a huge, his body was like between 6'5" and 6'6". He's a very studious when it comes to body. And anyway, it was so good. We had a great talk yesterday about, we got into health and fitness and all the things that keeps us strong. And wow, we were talking about all the different things that your body, faced with a lot of challenges, but the foods that you can eat to help remedy those challenges. So is real. It helps you tremendously, and when you keep your eyes focused on taking care of that body, take care of your body in the ways that you do. You only have to do it the way that I'm talking about, because I think that the circadian rhythm is the best, or I think that that is the best way to eat, and I think the science behind it is one of the best ways to go when it comes to taking care of yourself. Okay, everybody, this has been great. Thanks again for people in San Diego, China, Detroit, Texas, uh, Sacramento. Um, yeah,
And everywhere
yeah.
else.
And from you're right here locally. Don't forget people local. So thanks
Right.
a lot. Really appreciated it. A shout out to all my children, wherever you may be at this time. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? But whether I would had anything to do with, let me just pass that up. So anyway, have a real beautiful day and a great weekend. Carolyn, words.
Yes. Just thank you to everyone that joined us here today. Just remember, we are here every Saturday, 8 a.m. Pacific time. And we appreciate everyone that joined us, dropped comments, questions, shared the live, and liked the live, because it really does help. So we do appreciate that. Thank you all so much, Dr. Zari.
We appreciate you, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you healthier the next time right here on Mind of Nature. I'm Dr. Zarif, the nutritionist.